pretty much. So alright guys, the last step to create and deliver the sound for my game, or the game that I'm working with, is the Fmod, in where you have to create new events, which are gonna be your sounds that are gonna be on the game. So each event has different sounds which are going to happen on the game. For example, I have the Dean here that I just show on the Pro Tools video. Every single sound is here, alright? So when you deliver this to the game sound, that's what they're going to use to put that sounds on the game. So it's just same thing all the time. Every single sound that was in the Pro Tools channel, on the Pro Tools video, sorry,
you better believe it
here. So it's the same stuff, pretty much. Bow shoots. It's pretty much. So pretty much same stuff all the time. Alright, so the only difference is gonna be the creation of the stage, alright, the stage sound, like the area sound, in where I had to first of all mark each place, like forest, desert, and beach. I have to mark all of them in different positions to then change. Could be able to change between each point. So the first step that you have to do is get your area sound. Like for me, I get my area sound, like let's say the trees, the winds, and the birds. So you have your sound here, but it doesn't really make anything. So this mark here is a loop region. So that's mean that you're gonna loop in the game forever. It's gonna just loop forever. So every time that you reach to this point in the game, it's gonna loop forever until you reach a point until it stops. That our reach here is gonna be the point in where you pass from the forest to the desert. Alright, so now how to get this point? You have to create these little marks here that they are called transition marks. What they are going to do is every time you reach that point, you say like you want to come here, you press that let's say like command or something, and you go to this point, the trigger. You press the trigger and you go to this point. So it's pretty much getting like going out from the loop to going into another section. Alright, I'm gonna make some of this and I will show you how to do it. The first stuff is to create your parameter that is not gonna do anything, it's just gonna be here, in which you're going to create values for each of the changes. So let's say for example what I've done here was to come from forest to the desert. My reach point is gonna be 1. Alright, so every time I put in my parameter 1, it's going to go to the desert. Alright, now we're in the desert, and now to go to the beach, same stuff, but I put my my number on 2, so every time I get my 2, it's gonna go to the beach. So it's getting all the transitions to go from one to the next one. To make it doesn't look like that obviously that you're coming from one side to the other one. For example, here, if I want to go to forest, from beach to forest, that is not the case, because in the game you cannot go straight to the beach to the forest. You will have to come back to the desert. So if I want to come from here to the forest, it's gonna sound really weird. You will see why. You see, it's just nothing. Why? Because these little points here, if you go inside of them, you can create like transition sounds to go from one to the other one. So you are not just going to jump from one to the other one, so you will actually get sound to make it fit from one to the other one. It's like a transition sound, as I already said. For example, from forest to the beach, I don't have anything because I don't really need anything in. There's no way that you can go from beach to the forest in one way, so you always have to go to the desert. From desert I have to create from both sides, coming to a forest and then going to the beach, in where I just take some parts of each, fade in ones, fade out another ones, to try to get that sound. I think it's pretty cool. And I use here multi sound, that every time you reach the trigger it's gonna play a different kind of bird. So if you come here, every time you reach the trigger you're gonna have, I think I have 9 different type of birds, 7 different type of birds. So every time you come here you will have different type of birds, the birds that I show on the Pro Tools video. Alright, what else now? To deliver this one to the game people, you have to create banks. I just create my banks, in where you just take your events and put them here. So what you need to do is get assign to bank, right click, select to bank, assign to bank, and then you will have your banks here. So after you do this, then you have your banks and all that stuff. You go to your file and you export your GUIDs, and then you export your build all platforms. So that's what you have to deliver to the game people. So this is like kind of my show project, and it's also kind of tutorial that I'm doing for you. So I hope that you enjoy it. It's a bit short, but I hope you like it, and I'll see you later. Gucci Production out.